operating aquastat actuates in response to change in what? Change in water temperature. Aquastats are a thermostat that measures water temperature as opposed to air temperature. So that's why they call it an aquastat. High limit aquastat. Look at the radiation. High limit aquastat does what? Dispense excessive pressure and temperature, right? So a high limit aquastat is set slightly higher than the operating, and that's like your high limit boiler. The unitrol hot water heater control valve does not contain unitrol hot water heater does not contain there's no bimetal sensor in the unitrol. The unitrol is a hot water tank heater that works on the main principle of a rod and tube heat sensor. Combination fan control / high limit control senses air temperature. So an operating pressure switch, pressure switch can actuate in response to either steam, water, air, or gas pressure. A pressure relief valve will dump water on the floor to relieve excessively high pressures in the water tank or boiler. Okay, that's the little automatic valve that's on the top of a boiler or water tank that if the water temperature gets too hot or the pressure gets too hot, it opens up and then the water spills on the floor to alert you of a problem. Combination pressure relief valve, combination pressure relief valve, or pressure temperature relief valve will dump water on the floor, required with local code, dump water on the floor if the pressure is excessive or the temperature. So it mentions all of the above. Two types of low water cutoff switches, float and probe. One with a big float, and there's an electronic one with just a probe that ensures that water is touching it by passing the current through the water to ground. A flow switch ensures that a gas valve is energized before the pump starts. It doesn't, okay, this has none of the above. These are all false statements. It's not always normally closed. It doesn't prevent water, excessive water movement. It doesn't have a paddle of water. A flame rollout switch. Okay, it is normally closed safety switch. It is closed unless the flame rolls out of the burner box and boom, goes off. It is usually manually reset. It opens when the temperature exceeds its rating. Reacts to a flame rolling out of the burner to all the above is correct. Heat flows from hot to cold, not cold to hot. Okay, faster with a higher temperature difference. By the pressure of an external element, what the hell does that mean anyway? Faster with a higher temperature difference. The flow of heat through the substance by the transfer of heat energy from particle to particle is what's called the heating. Particle to particle is conduction. Transfer of energy through space is radiation. Movement of heat due to movement of a heated body, conduction. A pan heated up on the stove is conduction. Feeling the warmth of the sun on your face is an example of radiation. The safety controls on a barbecue include there are no safety controls on a barbecue. This is a glorified campfire. The method of heat transfer on a cooktop. Conduction. Heat transfer in an oven. Okay, convection normally. Of course, convection is move the air around, or regular convection. Which is the method of ignition on a clothes dryer?
Tim?
Baby pilot,
Oh, no. No, it's not spilling.
Depends on which clothes dryer you got. You can either above. Which is not a safety control found on a clothes dryer? No oxygen, no water. The method of heat transfer on a natural gas powered refrigerator is okay, basically okay, conduction, basically the burner comes on in a little pot of refrigerant, which is usually ammonia. That's our refrigerator. Okay guys, keep it down for another 10 minutes and we'll be done. The safety controls commonly found on forced warm air furnaces. Any of the above, or all of the above. This furnace here is called what?
Upflow.
Upflow, another name for it, high void. Okay, the display air plenum is from top of the top, return air comes off the bottom, enters at the bottom. This is called, this furnace, this is the counterflow furnace. Okay, it's generally installed in buildings without basements, in a closet or utility room. Okay. So the correct answer is, can be installed in a closet or utility room. This furnace is called counterflow or, so C or D, or downflow. This would either be called counterflow or downflow. Return air plenum is on the top, high air comes off the bottom. Okay, this furnace is usually installed in buildings with a crawl space. Okay, still referring to this. Okay, because we take the return from the top and we push the hot air into the ductwork in the crawl space. Okay. Okay, this is called a low boy. This is a dinosaur furnace. This furnace is often installed on the basement, usually installed on the basement floor, where height is restricted. These things were only 4 feet high, where the regular furnaces used to be 5 feet high. Now, a high boy furnace is only 39 so there's no need for these anymore. Okay, this was used where vertical space was limited. Okay, where we didn't have much height, we needed a shorter furnace. Okay, that's good, that's good. This appliance is, okay, this is the duct furnace. Relies on an external source of airflow. Just installed in the duct, the fan is upstream and blows through it. This appliance is not vented, no. Oh, the duct furnace, yes. Required in airflow switch, part of the safety controls, yeah. If the air is not flowing in a duct furnace, the burner can't come out. So B and C. Number 40. This appliance is used in commercial industrial applications, yes. Can be used for indirect makeup air heater, yes. Indirect makeup air heater is you bring fresh air in at any temperature, and then you take the fresh air, bring it into the building, heat it up, and use it. Okay. Incorporates a high temperature limit, yep, so all the above. Now this is called unit heater. Okay. You find these hanging from a ceiling in a commercial, well usually in a industrial or wholesale or warehouse. Okay, where noise is not objectionable, because these pot fans are really noisy. Okay, this appliance, okay, is called the unit heater. Okay, appliance A and B. Appliance A is a hot water boiler. Appliance B. Okay, they both heat by conduction and radiation, so D is the right answer. Expansion tank on A. This thing here. Okay, is used to allow for the expansion of water when it's heated. Okay? When it's cold, there's no water in it, and as you heat the water, it expands. If it has nowhere to expand, it starts building up pressure. You don't want too much pressure to build up, so they put a tank for the water to run into when the water's hot. That's for the water when it's heated, prevents water from becoming soot. Yeah, all right, that's also correct, so it's B and C. Which statement is not true? Low water cutoffs of both prevent boilers from overfilling, no. Underfilling. Leak valves on most appliances will dump water in the floor. Oh, not true. Okay. So the correct answer on this one was the low water cutoffs of appliance prevent the boilers from overfilling. That's not true. Prevents the gas valve from coming on if there's not enough water. Okay, which statement is correct? Low water cutoff is not an aqueduct because it measures water level, not temperature. Temperature and pressure gauge is an example of an aqueduct. No, there's no switching on the gauge. The operating and temperature limit control. The example of an active stack. Safety valve is an active stack. So the operating temperature limit control would be an example of an active stack. Okay, here we have a combo unit. And so this diagram illustrates the combination unit. The cooling, hot water. This system provides forced air heating and potable water. Okay. So forced air heat, potable water, okay, requires a water tank and a fan coil use. So the fan coil blows hot water, air through a hot water coil, heating the air, and it's also used for your hot water. You have one appliance, gas appliance that does two things. Okay, here we got a low intensity infrared and a high intensity. Okay, C is the low intensity. Okay, none of the statements is stripped. Neither one of these is designed to heat a whole building. It doesn't heat air. It only heats hot. Okay, look at these. This is a tankless hot water tank. This is a conventional hot water tank. This has no tank, this has a tank. Okay, E is tankless water heating system. Unitrol valve here is called, what do we call it on here? Automatic gas meter. There's a large tube sensor sticking to it. Okay. The method of heat transfer of these units is generally conduction. Okay, this is a gas baseboard heater. Okay. Yes. Huh?
Do you have gas on baseboard?
Yes. It's got a little burner, blows into a tube, just like a low intensity radius tube. And the product's combustion exhaust back to the side. Your house?
Yeah, I have one, but like small one electric.
Yeah. There's electric baseboard heaters, there's hot water systems, ready baseboard heaters, some sorts of types. Okay. Now G, what is this thing? Wall heater, recessed wall heater. Half of it sticks inside the wall. It's vented. Wall furnaces are vented how?
EW.
EW. Almost. Because where the vent is, that's inside the wall. It's gotta be able to fit within a 2x4 wall, so. That's why we use the whole switch. Okay, what is this thing?
Top unit.
Huh?
Top.
Rooftop unit? Okay, so it's called the rooftop unit. Where do you put it? On a roof. This student has, this unit has both heating and air conditioning capabilities. Very popular because it's space saving. It's on the roof, it's not taking up floor space. It's all on the roof, used in shopping centers, industrial parks, all of the above. Safeties for that unit include, okay, Are you gonna have a high limit? Of course. Low water cutoff? No. Piezoelectric igniter? No, it's got automatic ignition. Water vent shut off? Likely not. Check valve, likely not. So it's gonna need to have a high limit switch. Part of the control. Safety. Okay, what do we need to install this? Really big ladder. And a strong guy can carry it on his back. You need a crane, you need a roofer to mop in the curb that it sits on. You need a sheet metal mechanic to attach the ductwork underneath. An electrician to wire it. So, it takes 4 people to play a game of euchre. All the above. So, factors that affect the size of a burner orifice. Okay, type of gas, yeah. Natural gas orifices are larger than propane, or a whole lot smaller. The appliance input is based on the size of the orifice. Manifold pressure is based on the size of the orifice, so all the above. Okay, if a certified conversion kit for an appliance is available, so if you're going to convert from natural gas to propane or vice versa, if the kit is available, okay, you must install the kit according to the manufacturer's supplied instructions. 62. If you're converting from natural gas to propane, you most likely will not have to change the piping. If you're going from natural gas to propane piping is always smaller because it's under higher pressure. And so, it's true. You won't have to change the piping. But if you go from propane to natural gas, you're going to require a larger pipe. You have to change out the pipe. So propane to natural, you will most likely have to change the pipe. That's true. Before an appliance is converted, you must do all the above. Okay? Do a pressure test. Check the condition of the heat exchanger. Check the back pressure in the back system. Oh, wait. No, that's not right. Pressure test. Change up the venting component. No. That's not right. I gotta read the whole thing through before I make a decision. Okay. So, pressure test the piping. No, the main thing you gotta do is make sure that the heat exchanger is good. What are the areas in the venting system to check before reactivating? So something's been sitting for years, and they say, can you hook this up and turn it on? Okay, you have to check the vents, the interior venting system, the exterior of the venting system, outside the house, inside the house. You gotta make sure it's safe to turn back on. Why should the gas meter be turned on slowly when reactivating the appliance? Because if you turn it on too fast, the pressure will slam the diaphragm, the meter, and cause over pressure protection to the meter diaphragm, the regulator valve, seat controls downstream. So when we open the main valve, always very slowly. If it's only 14 inches water column, not that big a deal, just like that. Don't go. Alright? So if it's 50 psi, then you're going to open it very slow. Okay, to perform a gas seepage test, you perform a gas seepage test to make sure that your shutoff valve is working properly. So if you got a shutoff valve, the gas comes into the system from an underground pipe into a shutoff. if you, turn, empty the pressure out with the thing off, okay, with the shut-off off, and empty the pressure out, if the pressure creeps back in, you know that that shut-off valve is not shutting off completely. It's important test to do every time you, change a furnace or a gas appliance. What should be checked on a masonry chimney prior to activation? All the above. Make sure that the termination, the chimney, people like to put weird funny tops on them, they can't be there. Then make sure that it's not crumbling and falling apart, and there's no loose bricks. You gotta make sure that, inside it's not full of, soot or creosote or, bird nests or anything like that. And you gotta make sure that the draft is good. What is indicated if the interior of a draft diverter is coated with black powder? So you're looking at your draft diverter and there's black powder. It probably means that there's, burner needs adjustment or cleaning. Okay? So it starts spitting out